Dignitaries from BRICS CCI, embassies, and all other academic, business, and media organizations, seniors, colleagues, and friends, a very bright afternoon and welcome to spring. So, moving ahead with the unique and extremely doable suggestion regarding CSR activities for the policymakers made by our own Director General BRICS CCI, Dr. Madhukar. Today, when BRICS Chamber of Commerce Industry is restarting its CSR journey, as President of Center of CSR BRICS CCI, I need to apprise you all about the Chamber's vision regarding its CSR contribution in alignment with India's CSR mandate. Businesses are universally recognized as the primary engine of the economic growth and development to alleviate poverty. And as BRICS continues on the path of regional economic integration, businesses are increasingly expected to contribute not only to the wealth generation, but also to solving some of the region's pressing challenges. So BRICS Chamber of Commerce Industry, through its Center for Excellence in CSR and Sustainable Development, has been promoting and advocating corporate social responsibility since 2013, much before it became a buzzword. The Center further aims to provide end-to-end CSR project implementation solution and helps its members to project partnership through CSR Hub. BRICS CCI CSR Center for Excellence has been working as a resource center to provide a strategic direction to the development of inclusive and holistic CSR practices, create synergy by providing platform to various stakeholders to share their experiences, learn, exchange ideas, and support partnership that add values to the businesses, and recognize and reward business enterprises contributing towards sustainable and inclusive development, with a special mention of BRICS nation through its upcoming BARA, that is BRICS Annual Recognition Award. Yes, we at the Center for CSR are truly excited about our upcoming BARA Award, as we have received partnership offers from a number of international agencies. Today, as we begin with our CSR ESG Dialogue 2.0, I take this opportunity to introduce our esteemed panelists for today's event, including myself. A brief introduction on my part would be important to set the context for the synergies to begin with. I'm Dr. Sushi Singh, and as the founder director of S2 Education Chance and Science Social Responsibility and Research Center, governing body member and president for Center of Excellence in CSR and Sustainable Development, BRICS CCI, and also as India ambassador of an international organization, we do, which in support of UN Women promotes, supports, and celebrates women in 144 countries. I have sincerely tried to remain passionately committed to making the CSR projects more meaningful, social activities rather than just a corporate law requirement to be complied with, while moving ahead with a focus on facilitating quality education to the underprivileged, promoting the cause of education of women of all ages with an agenda of women partnership in entrepreneurship. I also do invest my time and energy for people with special needs, differentially abled individuals. Currently, I'm planning to hold NGO training sessions and social entrepreneurship, and I'm seeking associations to make the foundation and CSR vertical intervention meaningful and successful. Now, I'm excited to introduce our eminent speakers and esteemed panelists, and for opening remarks, we have with us the most renowned figure in the space of CSR, Dr. Bhaskar Chatterjee, the CEO, Anil Agrawal Foundation of Vedanta Group, former Director General IICA, former Secretary of Government of India. Dr. Bhaskar Chatterjee, widely acclaimed as the father of corporate social responsibility in our India, was instrumental in framing and issuing the CSR guidelines for public sector enterprises. He played a major role in the inclusion of Section 135 in the Companies Act of 2013 and in the framing of the rules thereafter. Everybody knows about it. As member of the United Nations Global Compact Governing Council, he has been associated with all the major national and international initiatives on sustainability, SDGs, and ESG. He is associated with the right now as the CEO of Vedanta Foundation. He is associated with the company's initiative for reducing carbon emissions to zero by 2050, environmental stewardship, introducing innovations for evolving green business models, and taking steps to achieving net water positivity by 2030. He shall be delivering remarks on the theme CSR Insights of the Decade, today and tomorrow. Next in row, we have with us Gayatri Subramaniam, Director, Association for Women in Business, Director, International Center for Socially Responsible Businesses. Ms. Gayatri played a major role in development of national voluntary guidelines for social, economic, and environmental responsibilities of businesses and business responsibility reporting framework that was mandated by SEBI for top 500 companies listed on Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange, and also she played role in establishing National Foundation for Corporate Social Responsibility, NFCSR, a unique platform created for government, corporates, and NGOs for taking up development and sustainable initiatives at a national level. In fact, she's the one who has been awarded Women Leadership Award by World Women in 2016. Today, Gayatri shall speak on the topic evolution of CSR and ESG, of which, of course, she has been a part of. And she would be talking about that whether CSR and ESG evolution is a roller coaster ride or a smooth journey for India till today, when we are going to complete a decade. Next topic of discussion is quite interesting and relevant, as most big philanthropists assume they are engaged with CSR activities as there is a thin line between the two. And so we have with us Darshan Mandada, the Chief Impact Catalyst, TBL Consulting Services, who shall be speaking on the CSR, ESG, and strategic philanthropy. Next esteemed panelist who shall add value to the topic evolution of CSR and ESG, a roller coaster ride or a smooth journey, is the one who has witnessed the growth of CSR journey of BRICS CCI 2. So, I'm calling Nikhil Pant, CEO of Richa, who at national level, as part of rollout of Section 135 Companies Act 2013 on CSR, led formulation of CSR policy, strategy, rules, and also in the countrywide deployment through advisory, advocacy, consulting, research, and training as Chief Program Executive, National Foundation for CSR of Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India. He led key strategic grant-making projects as principal consultant, Tech Mahindra Foundation also, that strengthened the NGO partnership model in a participatory mode of co-creation and development. People, planet, and profit remains central to Nikhil as he engages deeply for social change. So through his work, he seeks to bring a meaningful and engaging convergence of government, corporate, CSR, civil society, in entrepreneurs, social business, academia, and communities in a participatory mode of collaboration, co-creation, and creativity for impact and scale, leading to need-based social change. So going ahead, next bright and bold and beautiful panelist we have with us who dazzle you with her power of speech and persona, Gitanjali Gaur, CSR, Sustainability, Diversity, and Inclusion Expert. Gitanjali has drafted CSR policy of companies and has also compiled CSR good practices in the form of CSR coffee table book. Currently, she's working with UN Women India, and prior to this, she was working with Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs as program manager and project deputy director, contributing towards policy advisory, capacity building, advocacy on ground project implementation, and other initiatives in the field of CSR. She has worked closely with CSR Rule Drafting Committee on IICA and Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Gitanjali was also invited by Oxford University, UK, to work on a research paper titled CSR Policy Recommendations, the Further Development of India's CSR Policy, with a special emphasis on accounting standard of CSR. Wow. Gitanjali shall throw more light on the same topic, evolution of CSR, a roller coaster ride or a smooth journey. So Darshan P. Mandada is an independent professional providing support to HNWI and corporates on their strategic philanthropy and CSR respectively. He has 18 years of work experience, including leading CSR and sustainability for a Sterlite Group and managing various private foundations. Darshan work encompasses development of a 180-bedded super specialty cancer hospital under CSR project for a major corporation, and development of mobile medical units, work on nature preservation and water rehabilitation in drought-prone regions of Maharashtra, and many more projects. Currently, Darshan is leading his own firm and is advising projects across the globe. One of the most interesting and much debated topics related to the theme is to find an interface between achieving sustainability goals and CSR activities. And that is going to be discussed by our next panelist, my Harvard Business School Executive Education Program colleague, Raj Gilda. Raj Gilda is the co-founder, Lend a Hand India, and is a banker turned social entrepreneur. He has worked across Asia, Europe, and North America in the field of banking, insurance, and information technology. prior to moving from corporate sector in 2011 to focus full time on Lend a Hand India, he spent 10 years in New York working with Citibank and Deloitte consulting with a focus on CSR activities. So moving ahead, we have another dear colleague from HBS Executive Education Program with us as one of our esteemed panelists who has been working diligently behind the scene to let this dream realize, Mr. Samir Anhale, who shall add value to the topic discussed by Raj, interface between achieving sustainability goals and CSR activities. Samir has worked as CEO of the Thane Smart City Limited, and his work as CEO Thane Smart City also received the National Award for the DG Thane Initiative at the Smart City Mission for 2020. He has also worked as the State Mission Director, Swachh Bharat Mission in the state of Maharashtra, and also worked as an officer on special duty in the State Nodal Officer with the state level nodal agency for the Urban Infrastructure and Governance Commission of the Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission. His role is to apprise, monitor, fund the 130 urban infrastructure projects of almost rupees 20,000 crores of 13 mission cities, including cities like Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, etc. As an urban practitioner, he has worked in several cities of Maharashtra in executive and leadership positions and was awarded the Award for Innovation in Municipal Finance for introducing innovative projects in urban transport. More we will be deliberating upon the same in the upcoming parts of sections of the CSR ESG Dialogues Series 2.0 to be held between March to March 2023. So moving ahead, it's time for the most interesting part of the session. Yes, question answer session, and I request the BRICS CCI Secretariat Head Jaya to put up all the questions gathered from the audience to me on my WhatsApp. Until then, the floor is up for all the panelists for asking relevant questions from our senior most seasoned CSR expert, Dr. Chatterjee. Samir, Raj and Darshan, any one of you have any question from Dr. Chatterjee? Please raise your hands. Gayatri, your passion is really, I would say, infectious, and it's contagious. And before I jump on the real questions by audience, it's just pouring in. I had been scribbling and scribbling, so I definitely need to thank Darshan as well for the brilliant question, because the whole audience, whoever has come to know more about CSR, is going to thank you for the fine question you have put up, and of course, the precise answer, so appropriate, understandable to the masses for people who do not know about CSR by our guru, Dr. Bhaskar. And thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And Gayatri and Nikhil, you are such a team. Really, in fact, so much to you. You should be knowing that all these deliberations will be going towards making a compendium. And definitely all these, this is going to be really helpful, I believe, and we'll be talking much more about it in the upcoming series of CSR ESG Dialogue 2.0. So here is the first question which has been given for Nikhil. The question is from one of our member from BRICS CCI. He has given his name as well. And the question is that I would like to know more about the BRICS framework mandate from next financial year for top listed 1,000 companies, how the scoring works for environment, social and governance for the various companies. This is is noted on BRSR framework mandate. That the audience must be looking forward to have a comment from the real man, Dr. Bhaskar Chatterjee. We really did not know that with no exposure to social audits, for the auditors existing, you people, in fact, IACA and MCA team together was sitting over there and doing the train the trainer program for the social audit people. And but there are two more questions which I think I need to rush through. In fact, from the audience, one important question is that what is the role of CFO with regards to CSR utilization, keeping in mind the function of chartered accountant and company secretary. In fact, there are a number of questions which we are not going to answer, but we are going to throw it on the stage so that the answers can be collected from all of you, and those answers we are going to utilize it for, in fact, by circulating it to the viewers and those who have asked these particular questions, and also it will go towards making of our compendium. So the questions here are: Just please read it. And of course, definitely, I will be sharing it to you on mail as well. How can CSR activities be brought in synchronization with government? Next question is that the big corporation as IBM are helping organizations to accelerate sustainability initiative and achieve environmental goals. How do we measure the same for a current CSR scenario in India? ESB blockchain based platforms are being created to tackle emerging ESG regulations and compliance challenges. Do we have well defined CSR reporting platforms and tools to tackle the new challenges for new CSR strategies? Are very interesting questions. And the last question, of course, I'm interested in but cannot answer. Three major lines of criticism as sustainable development. Sustainability has grown in prominence. Is that the term is too big to in fact take public attention, too vague to provide guidance, too late to address the world's problem? So how do we look forward to having a bright interface between achieving sustainability goals and CSR activities? Now I would say that it was, at least for me, it was an amazing experience. And now, without wasting any time, I would request the chair of the session, Dr. Bhaskar Chatterjee, to conclude the session. Literally, this dialogue series would not have been possible without your support and wisdom. Now it is time to say goodbye and wind up the CSR ESG Dialogue Series 2.0. Trust the deliberations of a dialogue series will culminate into a knowledge product worthy enough to be a guide and resource material to provide strategic direction to the development of inclusive and holistic CSR practices. Now, may I request to our Vice Chairman, Sri Ashok Kumar Singh, as renowned industrialist and philanthropist himself, to grace the event by proposing vote of thanks. I request DDG BRICS CCI Jaya Singh to provide necessary information related to the event, along with the welcome address which we missed by our beloved chairman, Mr. Biswas Tripathi ji. Thanks to you all. Thanking is not enough, but we look forward to have this collaboration going on. So see you shortly with Dialogue Series 2.0 next part. Until then, have a great day and year ahead.